What's in the box? She's still upset with me because I was away too long. But hey, we got us some mail. Before I left, I ordered me something on Amazon. Been looking for something different. It's this here, sharpening system. Let's check it out. Oh, she decided to make an appearance. I mentioned the word box. She thinks it's a mail call for her. No, it's not. It's for me. How do I know this? I bought it and ordered it, and it's here. Why do I want it? Well, I've mentioned a couple of times that when I go camping, I would like to be able to do things when I'm out camping in the camper. So in the evenings, relaxing around the fire or something like that, I can work on a project or, sharpen my knives, things like that. So in order to do that, I don't want to be shifting tools and goodies around. I decided I want to pack me a box that'll have, 90% of what I need to do just about any other projects I do with my knives and whatnot, carving, things like that. Well, one of the things you need is a sharpener, right? Well, you've seen me use this guy a lot, and that is the Xarilk portable system. I really like it. It folds up small, flat, compact, got a couple of things a little bit bigger, and it works well. I use it all the time, easy to set up, never had a problem. Well, I had one problem, and this is why I decided to look at that. They took care of me right away. In fact, they didn't even fix it. They just said, you know what? We won't send you the part. Here's a whole new system. Plus, they sent me something else with it. Can't argue with that. Oh boy. Yeah, she is. She smells a box. She's going to sit down with her back to me because, like I said, she's still upset I went to San Diego without her. Here it is here. And it is the XAR-FS1 sharpening system from, these guys. Still can't pronounce the name, and I think I own 4 of their systems. Like I said, their customer service has been outstanding. And to be honest, I bought the first one from them, which was the Gen 2, this one. Really liked it. The problem I had was doing pocket knives, which is the majority of what I do. So I looked around. They said they had a Gen 3, and I got that. Well, they sent me the Gen 3. They said, check this out, which worked really well, and I could do anything with it. And then they even told me they have some accessories for it, especially for smaller blades. It was still too big. I needed something portable. So they sent me the small one. This one that you see me use. Then I thought, you know what? I need one for the camper. I wasn't going to go back and ask for one. They've done enough for me. So I ordered it. Even on my budget, it didn't break the bank. Pretty reasonably priced. Kind of liked what it looks like and what they said about it. The reviews, So I thought, you know what? It's not going to break the bank. And if I don't like it, they'll take it back. I know that. Anywho, let's get the box open. Let's see what's inside. Let's read about it. Let's learn about it together and figure out if it's going to work in the camper. Here we go. No. We'll put that over there. And let's try this knife. What is it? This guy. I don't know where this came from. It's an Imperial 2-blade jack. It says NRA on it there. Who knows? But it'll work, right? And it's sharp. The box is small. That's a good start. Okay, we got pamphlets. This is it here. What do they call it? Xarilk Foldable and Adjustable Knife Sharpener. And this is a typical pamphlet they send with it. It's got some good info, tells you how to put it together and all that good stuff. Explains stuff, and they even give you a guide on how and what you should use to sharpen the knife type and the recommended sharpening angles. Pretty cool. You know what? I'm going to do it on the bench. Okay, here we are. Here's the pamphlet. I'm just going to move this out of the way and let's see what we got in the box. Packing. We have a rod. Oh, we have the base. Huh. Oh, the sharpening stones. Interesting. Screws, tools, and oh, these must be pads. Are they pads? Anti-slip pad. Look at me. I'm way ahead of them. And let's see what we're dealing with here. Wow. Okay. What are we doing here? I gotta say, it looks like, oh. Oh boy, here we go. Follow the instructions, George. Just do it the right way, right? Lift that up. Nothing I own is sacred. Now she's digging the box up. Excuse the noises in the background. So we lift this up. I mean, should tighten it down, I would assume. Using this thumb stud on the back here. That's pretty solid, does this? Oh, you loosen this thing here. But there's a hole that screw fits into. Allegedly. Yeah, that's pretty solid. What is, that's kind of, okay. Now we have to put this on this. Got a little thumb stud here. Unscrew that. And then this goes on there. Oh, okay. There's a little rubber thing here, you see that? Must be to hold it in. Oh, it does say pay attention to the direction. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees here. Put it back in. And then it goes in. That, yeah, it's not going to change here. Okay. You have to put this in, right, to hold it in. Oh, okay. When you put this ball in, you can see it moves this way, but it won't move up and down, allegedly. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm guessing. Although it moves like that, it doesn't change this angle. Because if you had it the other way, that goes up and down. Oh, they do show a picture. Okay, showing this going that way. And now we've got to tighten these things up. Wires. Okay. Allen wrench, 2 screws, not sure what the screws are for, and these are your rubber pads, and they go on here. Oh, so you don't scratch, right? So the blade goes in there. All right. Oh, like this. It's kind of wobbly, isn't it? All right. I think that's it. So what have we here? We have... Here is your blades. Let's try and show you it a little bit better. We've got 800. How do we turn this? You loosen it off, right? Oh, does it pull and turn? Yeah. There we go. You loosen it off, and you can change 240, 2000, 400. So what do we got? We got 400, 800, 240, and 2000. So you pull it away and then it pops back in, and this will tighten it down. Allegedly. So I've got 240 down there, which is kind of heavy grit. Okay. This is plastic. Is this all plastic? It is. It's all plastic, except for this part. This, it's not steel. Aluminum? Okay, so here we are. Apparently it is now ready for use. I'm going to open it out here so we can see. I'm not sure what these are. Oh, these are spares. There must be spares. Okay, don't want to lose those. Keep these. Because I don't know about you, I've never lost a screw. You've got an Allen key. Does that tighten up? Oh, okay. Okay. So you got to tighten this. Oh, I know why. You loosen this and you can turn it around without taking the knife off. Look at that. It's like the other systems. See that? Coolio. Okay. And this. Ooh. Man. I feel as though I've done something wrong here. I want to see a picture of it complete. Something's not right here. Oh my. Oh my. My bad. Okay. That wasn't very smart. I wasn't in there right. I think I just messed it up. Oh, I don't like that. I was wondering why it was so hard. I don't think I did that though. Was it like that? Can you see how this is bent this way? And then when you screw it in, it should screw on there, right? Why is it not going on? Look at that. It's bending away. What's going on here? There it went in. That's not good. To turn it, see, I can't turn it, okay? To change the grit, you have to pull back, but this is bent like that, and then it turns. Look, when it's straight, it's perfect. This is not good. It wasn't in there right. can see it's bent. How did they bend it? Something here. See how long this screw is? It goes right into that. I'm going to get hold of them anyway. I just want to see if I can get it together. This should be in there like that. Right? You can see it's bent here. No good. We done. Okay, it's been a couple of days. Stepped away from this. To be honest, this is probably the second time it's ever happened to me that I've had to stop during a review type video and reconsider if I want to carry on. As you saw, and you can see I highlighted some of the issues I noticed when I went back and looked at the video. Initially, I thought it was me. I had done something wrong. But right out of the box, and by the way, I don't normally do unboxing, certainly on reviews. I like to look at the product first before I do it, just so that I know everything is there and I need everything and understand what I'm getting into. So, I consulted the boss, Mary, and she said, carry on. Here's what we're going to do. It still works, okay? I'm assuming it still works. The issues that I've come across kind of makes me think that this was a return item, and I got it. I'm not sure, and it surprises me from these guys. I have a lot of their products, just like 3/4 of their products that I use, and never ever had a problem. I did cause one of the problems where I stripped a screw on my portable, this guy, on the clamp, and contacted them and said, strip the screw here, I need another one of those clamps. Just, I'll buy the clamp. And they said, no problem, and sent me a whole new one. Yeah, the whole thing. There you go. Fixed up. Never had a problem with them. I have bought 3 of their products. The rest they gave to me to do reviews. This one I bought. Because, like I said, I was looking for a portable version that I can take camping with me. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry on. I want to see if it works. I have some concerns and I want to see if they are justified besides the other stuff. And let's see what happens. I'm going to get hold of them and speak to them. Initially, I thought, you know what, I'll tell them I'll send the product back, but I want another one of their products. But I looked and there was nothing I really wanted that I needed. So I'm going to get hold of them and see what they say. They're probably going to say, we'll replace it. Pretty sure they will. That's the way they roll. They take care of their people. So hopefully I will update you later what happened when. Right now, I have it together. It's got to get it all set up. I do have a knife. I have this guy, which is a colonial fish knife. Brand new, out of the box. I don't know where. I think it came in a mail call. How do I know it's brand new? Hasn't been sharpened. Comes from the factory like that. You sharpen it to what you want. Me, I'm a 17 to 20 degree angle sharpener. I find that just about any knife I own, that works just fine. So it's a nice big blade. We can put it in there, and we're starting from scratch. So we're going to start with a heavy grit to get the initial grind that we want, and then we'll go to a finer and finer, and then strop, or you know, use a ceramic rod, one or the other. Clean up that edge and see how well it works. Another thing I wanted to look at, and this Y clamp. They sent me this a while ago. Actually, they sent it with the replacement on the other portable that they sent to me to replace the other one that I messed up. And it's not designed for that, but they knew that I had Gen 3, Gen 2, and that's what it's for. And now I have this one, which is basically the same style, and I can use it. I want to try it out just because I want to see how it works. I really like this idea if you have a Gen 2 or a Gen 3. So here we are. I've sort of got it together. I just got to check, make sure we have everything where we want it to be. The main problem I'm having is this. And I'm just going to zoom in here for you. I'm talking about this guy. The problem is when I tighten this is bending back. Okay. And this is used for, you loosen this off. Okay. And then you can pull this back and change what grit you're going to use. Okay. It's on a spring system. Problem is that when I tighten it, it's not, it's pushing, it's cracking right there. You can see the mark. I don't know if you can see it, where right at that corner it's starting to break. That's my concern, and of course it's sitting crooked on this. There's at an angle. So there's that. The other issue I had, and you can see it here, see this mark? I think whoever was doing whatever with it, the way this works is you have to loosen it off to lift this up. Not that one, sorry, this one. Where you pull the screw back, because it goes into a hole which holds it in position. You pull it all the way back and then you can lift it up to be packed away. Everything goes down. I don't think they did. They just pulled it down, and there's actually a groove now worn in here. You want to, once you have it down in position, to hold it steady, you tighten the screw and you can see it going in there. And it holds it so it doesn't move. This stops it from rocking. When you loosen this, you can flick the blade around and you'll see that. So that's where we are now. So let's have at it. We're going to mount this on here. We'll get the right angles and everything, and then we'll try it out and see if it works. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I'm just going to go through, mount everything, show you how it mounts and whatnot, and then we'll sharpen. So we want to make sure everything's on there tight. One thing they do say, it is designed that you should clamp it to the table. I can't clamp on mine. There's no way for me to clamp. So I'll just hold it down and do it, which is not how it's designed, but it'll work just fine. But it is designed to be clamped. And by the way, they do have a clamp. I'll put a picture up here for you. It's an accessory that you can buy. They have two versions of this. One is about $10 more, and the only difference is you get a spare one of these. Not really a spare, you get another one. I want to say block of grinding plates that has different grits on it. That's the only difference. I didn't do that. I'm a cheapskate. So we got to mount this guy. Now, you see how thin this blade is? If you mount it too close to the clamp, this is not going to reach it. So you have to position it so this is, you want it sticking out so that when you put this on there, it's not going to rub on these. You loosen these screws off on the back so they can slide, and you put it in there. That looks pretty good. I'm going to be able to reach the whole edge of the blade by doing that. So that's a pretty good distance. I'm going to tighten them down right there. Do they have to be exact? I don't think it makes any difference. As long as once you start, you don't change it. I don't think it would make any difference. put this in. Interesting that they give you spare screws. Apparently people are either breaking them or losing them. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I can see why they need a clamp. It's extremely light. I don't know where this screw comes from. It's not from that anyway. But see, that's loose. Not so sure why that one is harder to tighten. It's in there pretty solid. Okay. And as you can see, when I place this on here, it's not going to catch on there, even when I go to the tip. And that goes for just about any system you're going to use. You want to be careful, because I've worn down some of the edges of mine on the other ones because not their fault, more my fault because I didn't place the blade properly. I have this guy. It's the Klein Tools Angle Finder electronic one. You can get analog ones. It's just so much easier with these, and it's pretty inexpensive. I think I paid about $20 for it on Amazon, and it's Klein Tools Angle Finder. You can look them up. First thing you want to do, put it down here, because I want to show you what happens. You can see the angle, and if I zero this, because I'm going to assume this is my base, you just hit the power button, it zeroes it. Now I want to see what the angle is of the blade, so I'm going to put it on there. Okay, and they actually say that's the angle. I wonder if that's, nope. And you can see there's a difference between this and the angle of this. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean a lot. You don't want to zero on this. You want to zero on your blade. So I'm going to do it again. Maybe. There you go. So now I have the position of my blade, the angle, is 0 as far as this is concerned. Now, if I put this onto the blade and then measure the blade, this piece here, these are the same. You can measure there or there. This comes with a magnet, by the way, but this is aluminum, so. Now you can see I'm at 14 degrees. Okay, I need to change that. To do that, I use this screw up top here, because I want, and I'm just twisting. I'm using 17. It's a pretty sharp angle. I use anything between 17 and 20 on my blades. And I don't, does it make a difference? I don't, 1.1 degree is not going to make a huge difference. But I want to see how easy it is to adjust this thing. There we're at 17. And we're talking the blade and the grinding stone is 17. That's the angle I want. So now the idea is it's a sweep. I want to make sure that I have that. Okay, I have everything tight. I think now I've got to hold this thing. I have 2000 here. That's too high. Remember, this is totally dull. I need to get my angle I want. So I'm going to turn it to 400. Tighten it back down so it won't move. I'm just not going to tighten it that tight. Let's see if it works. And you can see the sweep that I have. It actually goes past the blade there. So you've got to be aware of that. You don't want to do that. And look at that. It's got a really long sweep. And there's no guard to stop you going over, so be aware of that. And what you're going to do is just put it on your... Now, what I was concerned with is this. You see that? Is the whole thing moving and the angle not changing? And does that angle change? Let's look. If I push down on it, see that? That's a degree different. Okay. The whole thing is moving. The angle is not changing. When you sharpen, you shouldn't be putting any pressure on it. You just want to put it on there and hold it so that it doesn't flop around anything and just go. You're going to go. Now, I've seen people do this. Okay. And I personally like to do one sweep, one direction. And it seems that it rocks a lot. It's kind of thin. This is kind of thin, so you're going to have to be aware of that. And I'm just trying to get that angle. Now, a good thing to do is to get a marker and mark the edge of your thing here so you can see how smooth and accurate the steel is you're taking off. Let me get that for you. So I've just got a Sharpie black marker, and I'm just going to put it along the edge here of the blade. And as you take the steel off, you'll see the edge forming as you go back and forth. And the reason is you're looking for something that's consistent. When you flip it over, do the same thing. You want it to be consistent. If the depth of the angle is the same on both sides, you know you're right down the middle of the blade, allegedly. On the tip here, beware that you don't do that. You're going to round off the tip. You want to lift it off as you come to that edge. Can you see here what I'm talking about? This light colored line here underneath the black is the steel I've taken off. That's the angle. And you want that to be consistent. It looks pretty consistent. I don't see a problem with it. And if you look carefully, can you see those little furry pieces there? Right there. That's the peel. And when you strop, when you're done, it gets rid of that, which makes the color a lot cleaner. So I'm going to do this a little bit more. I'm going to flip the knife over and get that same angle and see if we're getting an edge. It still doesn't feel sharp because we've just got one edge. This is a pretty heavy grit, you can hear it. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on here. Now I've got to flip the blade around, and you don't have to unscrew it. That's what this is for. You loosen this off, and you can pull and turn it, put it back. Most of these have that system now. They just look different, but they all do the same thing. So, and now we are solid again. Should check the angle, but I want to get on with it. And we're going to repeat. Having bragged about my whole nifty idea, we need to put this on. The nice thing is, this will come off easily on the steel. It's not permanent on steel. Whoops. And I want to feel now if I'm... Okay, there's an edge on there. Is it all the way? And you might even feel the peel underneath all the way around. Don't quite feel it yet. I'm going to give it a couple of more swipes and then we're going to change the grit. Okay, I've got definitely got an edge on it. It's going to be very rough because of the grit. So now we're going to change that grit. Loosen this off. And I think I'm going to go to 800. Just pull it back, drops back in, tighten it back down. Doesn't move. Now you'll hear the difference in the grit. It doesn't sound as harsh when it cleans off. And basically now you're starting to shine that edge. And I flip it around, do the other side. And the same thing on this side. I keep wanting to hold the stone. That's me, it's not them. Okay, we got an edge there. Seems consistent. Now I'm going to change the grit again. And we were at 800, and I think I have 1,000 on here. He says with confidence. 400. Oh, we have 2,000, even better. And you'll hear the difference again. See how smoother that sounds? We're cleaning up that edge now. Kind of, sort of. I may not have this right. Just saying. I might not have formed the edge, which is not a machine problem. It's called OE, operator error. Let's take the knife off. Taking her revenge on their packing box. Kidding. She digs in all boxes. Be careful when you do this. You now sharpen this. You don't want to slip with your hand and catch the blade. And of course I don't have it clamped down. So here we kind of sort of have an edge. I'm a stropping fan. I really think to clean the edge you should strop it. I'm going to do that quickly. Yeah, I'm not convinced. Let's give it a try. Yeah, so what I thought, I didn't clean up enough down here. Certainly along from here on, it's sharp, so we have an edge. So it will sharpen. This is more operator error. I should have initially gone a little deeper with the heavy grit, and I don't think I did. So there's that issue. You can see it gives a nice clean cut where I sharpened it properly. Alright, so there we are. It'll do the job. Yeah, Let me think about this. Much better. You can see how much better that is. What I did was I went back to 800 and went a little bit longer with it, concentrating down here and up here, but generally both sides, and then I went back to 2000 both sides and stropped it again. No problem. Now it's a much cleaner cut. I just didn't spend enough time on it. Another thing is, normally you can see it's a little rounded up there, okay, and I would spend more time there making more of a point. I didn't do that. This is a fish knife designed for filleting. You want a nice sharp point there, pokey point there, and of course a nice blade to do the actual fillet. It worked fine. Initially I just didn't, I wanted to show you the process, didn't spend a lot of time on it. So, you know, it does the job. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do with any of these things. If you look now at the stone, it's dirty. You see that? And that's a buildup of the metal you took off. This is just a high polymer eraser, a rubber pencil. You can use that just to rub and get that buildup off. Because what it's doing is it's filling the gaps between the grit. So this will help clear that. And you can do it on, we did it on 400 as well. Clean off those. Good way to maintain your, told you about this, the clamp, okay, that they sent me. I want to put it on here and show you how it works. Here it is here, and it's basically this, these two made into one. The advantage is different size blades, different length. I wouldn't use this on this knife, but if I had a regular pocket knife blade, which is probably 2.5, 3 inches, it's a much better hold and a much more secure hold. And what you would do is undo these guys. Now you can, like I said, you can use this on the Gen 2 and Gen 3. If you do a lot of pocket knives, way better than the split system on the Gen 2s and 3s for pocket knives. Take these screws off and mount it. What you'll have to be careful on this system is you've got this big thing here. You don't want it catching on these when you undo it to turn it around. So make sure you give yourself enough room there where it's not rubbing on this. Not a big deal. The Gen 2 and Gen 3 is just simply a push and pull back and forth. You won't have that issue. I'm just showing you this, and it will work on this one because it has the same layout as them. And let me grab a pocket knife. So here I have a little colonial 2-blade jack, very simple little knife, and typical clips, that sort of thing, for a pen, a pocket knife or folding knife. You can see the length of the blade. This will hold it so much better, and you have total access. 2 of these is a little bit much, and I don't even think you can, you know, it'll work. You don't want to tighten up 2 separate ones. This works so much better. On the Gen 2 and 3, these are even bigger. So there's that issue. This will hold a small blade really nicely if you do a lot of pocket knives. So there you go. One other thing, I showed you the picture of their clamp. It's a great, very nice clamp. Fits perfectly in here, and you can clamp it to your table. You just want to make sure when you look at the clamp, I believe they give you the maximum size it'll clamp to. make sure it's going to fit your table. It won't fit this. I have drawers underneath here. It's weird. But if you don't want to spend any money, something like this will work just fine. A regular GC clamp, whatever you call it, will work fine to hold it down. I had to hold it down while doing it. Using the clamp just makes it hands-free, I suppose. One thing I didn't think about, now that I'm going to put it away, is will it close with this on instead of these? So I'm not sure. Let's take this off to start. And by the way, don't lose this. You lose that, you're in trouble. Take it off, put it back. It stays in there just fine. So let's see if it works. What do I want to do? I want to lift this up here, so I'll loosen this off. Make sure you back that screw out enough where it's not going to rub on here like this did. Oh, look at that. And tighten it down. And loosen this one off. Same thing again, make sure you back it all the way out. You don't want to bend nothing. And you can see packs up just fine. Personally, I prefer this one. It's smaller, more compact, but there's a lot more to it. We've got some long rods, just like this. You have two of them. Sweep is longer. It weighs a ton. The advantage to this is it's really light. This is fairly heavy, a lot of steel. You can see the clamps. These actually work just fine for pocket knives. I do a lot of pocket knives. The blade fits on there fine. But if you're using the Gen 2 or 3, this might work better for you. But you can see this portable is so much better. What I did before, I stripped this screw. This is aluminum, these are stainless steel. I just over tightened and stripped it. Instead of just sending me this piece, they sent me a whole new system, no questions asked. Can't complain about that. Just one more thing I want to show you. You can see here how it's bent, okay? We all know that. So if you get the system with two of these, or you want to replace this because it's worn down, you can loosen this off. And if you take the rod out, don't lose your screws. Underneath the rod there, can you see it? There's a Phillips head, flathead screw holding this piece here in. Okay, you take that screw out, you can pull this off, this slides out, replace it, put the screw back on, and you're good to go. Just so that you know, I had to figure that out, but then when I went to their site on Amazon, they actually show you how to do it. So normally they would show you on their pamphlets. They didn't on this one, but their pamphlets really, if you're new to sharpening and you're not comfortable, a lot of information here for you, and explains angles, single bevel, double bevel, and when people talk angles, what do they mean? A lot of information. When I say I'm doing it at 17 degrees, it's actually the total angle of the blade is going to be 217, so 34 degrees total. If you do 15 and 15 on each edge, which is what we were doing, it would be 30, but we did 17. There are blades that have a single bevel, and you can make your 17 degree angle there way sharper. Double bevel, which is that. And then they tell you information here, angles suitable for types of knives. And we're talking a fillet knife, basically what I was using, and they say 13 to 15. I don't just use mine to fillet. I use it for everything when I fish. So I go to a 17, which is a more robust angle. They talk about pen knives, professional chef's knives, and I think if it's good enough for a chef, 17 degrees is good enough for me. So there you go, campers. Not as successful as I hoped for. I still don't know. I really prefer the portable heavy one that I have. That small block type with the metal. Just think it's sturdier and it's a little bit smaller, but it is heavier, which I think is what they were trying to get around, is that weight-wise in portability. I won't be putting it in my backpack and trudging around. I now am old and have a camper. So I put it in the box. So weight for me is not that much of an issue. Budget, certainly a budget item, well priced. I'm not a big fan of the reinforced plastic. It shouldn't be a problem with this system simply because you don't need to put a lot of pressure down, forced down on the blade when you sharpen. It's really a light sharpen. Let the grit do the work, not the force down. And as you saw, it really didn't change the angle or anything, so there's that. Just unfortunate that when I took it out of the box and saw all these problems, went back and looked at my pulling it out of the box, and they were there already. Initially, I thought it was me. I will update you, certainly. I like their stuff. Their Gen 2, Gen 3, and that other portable system, excellent. I highly recommend them. I've not been disappointed at all, had no problems except myself. Like I said, I just over-tightened a screw, and they took care of me, no questions asked. So, be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, I did purchase this. They didn't send it to me. I went online just looking for another one for my RV. You all be safe when you're doing this stuff. You've just turned a basically factory-made knife, unsharpened, into a sharp and shiny. Be very careful. Now you've sharpened that blade. Be aware of that. When you're working with it and flipping things over and things like that, just be aware. Just saying, don't want to be bleeding everywhere. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. To be honest, I don't do a lot of reviews anymore. I've moved away from that. I share my hobbies now more than anything else. If I do a review, it's because I purchased something or a manufacturer got hold of me and said, can you use this? And yes, I use that stuff. I'll do the reviews on them. If I'm not intending to use it, I won't do a review. That's the only reason. And typically I buy them. But, you know, these guys, they've sent me 3 with the repair. What do you do? What do you do? Sometimes you got chickens and sometimes, well, feathers. You buy your thing, you take your chance. All I can say is you can only hope that the manufacturer will take care of you, which I'm pretty sure these guys will. Thanks for watching. Always, always appreciated. And we'll see you again soon.